Republican governors outside D.C. are, though, blasting this dysfunction inside D.C. right now. Michigan Governor Rick Snyder, one of them. Governor, good to have you.
It's good to be with you, Neil.
We are facing a shutdown, and obviously you face acrimony in your state when you do things that aren't popular, whether it be with unions or what have you. But you have to deal with that. You have to get budgets done. You have to get procedures done. Not in Washington. What do you make of this?
Well, it's a huge mess. It says there's a broken political culture in Washington. And this isn't just the last part of it. I mean, think about the sequester, then this, then the debt ceiling. All these issues, they're just not doing it the right way.
What's the right way? What's the right way?
Well, they shouldn't be fighting and yelling and holding press conferences 2 miles apart. If you have a problem, you sit down with people and work through it. You get in a room and hash through what the issues are and you solve them. And in Michigan, we've done a great job. We had shutdowns in 2007 and 2009. I came into office in 2011, and we solved the debt question, we solved balanced budget, we did tax reform, and it's happened in many other states, Neil. So the states are showing all these things can be done by people working together. They need to do the same thing in Washington because all of us lose with what's going on. There is no winner for what's going on today, and they just need to solve this by sitting in a room and talking through it.
All right. Well, that does not mean you don't still have your detractors and those who wanted to, heave your hiney out of office like they did with Scott Walker. Now, you survived that kind of a pressure, and obviously you worked through it. In Washington, it's not quite that easy, where each side really doesn't trust the other. Now, the latest offer from Democrats and from the president, this AP interview this morning, Governor, is I will go ahead and address these health care issues you have, but first give me a clean CR, continuing resolution, and I will. So it's a modern-day version, I guess, the Ronald Reagan trust but verify. Republicans say they don't trust. So there we stand. How would we break this logjam?
Well, again, I would step back a minute. I like to go to the family analogy. If we're essentially one big family in Michigan and this country, and isn't that how we should operate instead of a broken political culture? Because when you have a problem with a family member, you don't go farther away and yell and scream at them or go out and put out on the street and yell to everyone that you have a mess up in your family. You sit down and talk with people.
Well, you haven't been to my family then, Governor. You've not been to my family. But
yeah, but a lot of it is you shouldn't be doing this through press conferences, through news releases. It should be people talking to people face to face. That's the basic way we handle it in a family. You'd handle it in a business. Every other part of our life, that's how we'd handle this problem. We wouldn't do it through public mechanisms where we're just saying negative things about one another.
That's where we stand. So let me ask you this. The Tea Partiers, the extreme conservative Republicans, they're the one getting a heap of blame for this. I don't know if that's fair, but right now in the mainstream media, that's the way it is. And Senator Mike Lee got an earful. He wasn't talking too much about it with me a few minutes ago, but he got an earful from a lot of other Republicans that he was killing them and maybe killing the party's chances in 2014. What do you make of that? What do you make of this very vocal sect of the Republican Party?
Well, I'd say is all the activity going on now, there are going to be no winners. There's no way to win other than just simply solving the problem and moving ahead.
I know that, but will it hurt the party's chances in 2014? Many argue it will.
Well, again, it's going to have negative impact on everyone in 2014 in terms of the public's perception of the public sector, in terms of how government operates. The impression of government is going downhill every single day this goes on, and most likely should, because this is not acceptable behavior. I mean, we're talking about real people here. In Michigan, I had to furlough, or they should call it laying them off, 900 people, good people, that should be working today, and we're going to have programs for the needy that are going to be starting to run out of money in the next 2 or 3 weeks. The interesting part is they can't even shut down the federal government appropriately.
Governor, that's well put. Thank you very, very much, Governor Rick Snyder.